Hi everyone, thanks so much for coming today. Before I start, I'd also just like to acknowledge the traditional owners on the land on which we're meeting and just pay my respects to the elders past, present and future. So thank you as well to everyone that's presented so far today. It's really great to actually see what all the awards are about. So I'm here just to share a little bit about myself, I guess, and my journey as a young water professional. So I started out doing a Bachelor of Science at Murdoch University and finished that up in 2011. So I majored in environmental science and sustainable development. And out of that degree, something that really interested me in particular was wetlands and the sort of study around that, because I sort of felt that it pulled together a lot of what I had learned at university. So for me, it was sort of natural to progress into a career in environmental hydrology. I guess it really pulled in everything I'd learned in terms of sustainability as well, which is something that I think is really important, and moving it from just sort of being this buzzword idea into something that's really tangible. And it's been really great to see so many of the projects presented so far really do that. So my role, primarily I'm involved in the fieldwork, so I manage hydrological monitoring projects for the office. So I'm involved in developing those at the conceptual stage, and then moving towards implementing them and using the data and analysing that and feeding it into our urban water management reporting as well. And then after that, looking at post-development monitoring cases, and quite often working with developers to look at how they can reduce any issues that have come up. So I also get to do a few left of field things. We've got a pointer here. So this little critter here is a shield shrimp from a site out at Lake Bride that I'll talk about later. And I get to have a bit of fun as well on my job, which is always nice. So I'll just run through a couple of projects that I guess have been a highlight to me throughout my brief career so far. So this is the Wollongong Urban Water Project out near the Armidale area. So this is a project that we're undertaking for the Metropolitan Redevelopment Authority, and also with HydroSmart. We've got Kel Baldock here as well, who is working on this project with us. So this project is a really wide-scale monitoring project that operates over this development area here. So that's kind of like, it's a conglomerate of landowners, and the idea behind having a coordinated approach to the monitoring is that we get kind of a broad picture of what's coming out of this catchment and then feeding into the wider Southern River catchment. So that's something that I'm quite passionate about, like looking at how we can maybe mix up the kind of monitoring projects that we have been doing that are really site specific, and seeing that broader picture and seeing how we can work together with different developers to sort of paint that picture, I guess. Another project that I've been had the privilege to be involved with earlier this year was out at Lake Bride. So we're looking at the monitoring that they're doing out there for the recovery catchment. So Lake Bride is about 370 k's southeast of Perth near Lake Grace, and the Department of Biodiversity, Conservation and Attractions have been running, it's a long one, have been running several monitoring programs out here for a number of years, but they're sort of looking at how can we get the best outcome now. And for me, this project really is about finding that balance between economic aspects for the farmers, your environmental outcomes, and also social outcomes, because the impact that salinisation in this area has on the farmers is quite huge. So I had a great time out here for 3 days in the middle of nowhere, and we're lucky to be out there just after the 100-year floods in February. So it's actually quite unusual to see water in these areas. So that's where the little shield shrimp from before came in. And yeah, it was just quite a mind-blowing experience really to see that kind of different landscape, having come from working primarily in urban hydrology. So aside from the work I do day to day, I'm also really passionate about getting involved in the wider water industry and the wider water community, I guess. And I think that that's something that I've been really inspired by the people that I've had the chance to work with in the water industry so far, that people don't want to just operate in their own little silo. So some of the things that I've had the chance to be involved in. I got the chance to go out earlier this year with Ashwin Nayak and Aisha Chalmers from the YWP committee, and we just had a chance to give a lecture to some Murdoch University students. And my little sheep friends over here from a monitoring project that I've been undertaking out at Kiara College. So they've got a farm school based at the college, and they got the chance to go in and design a classroom project for them based around farm hydrology and give them the hands-on experience in hydrology that they haven't been able to have so far. So one of my passions is WaterAid. So for those of you that don't know, WaterAid works in providing clean water, sanitation and hygiene in developing countries. So I got involved in WaterAid through attending Ozwater back in 2013 and met Mark Thomas there, who's the Corporate Relations Manager for WaterAid. And we sort of kick-started another committee for WaterAid, and over the past few years we've run a number of events. We've kind of partnered with WaterAid with the events they do and run some of our own. So earlier this year, we ran a quiz night that Steve Jamison, who's here, was involved with as well. And that was really great. And for me, I guess that's just another way to collaborate. And it's been really great as well with the Australian Water Association, in particular, Diane MacDonald, our president. She was really instrumental, I guess, in creating that partnership with WaterAid. And for me, that's really inspiring that you have two organisations that can work together to achieve that, and something that I'd love to see a lot more of in the industry. So I've been on the WA Young Water Professionals Committee since 2015, and again, that to me is about collaboration. I've had the privilege of working with so many amazing young water professionals over that time, and I think for me something that really inspired me was the fact that they're so proactive, that it's a group of people that I've got to see in action who they just get things done, and they're really on the front foot with things. So I was involved in organising the WA YWP conference last year, which was a really great learning experience, and also the National Reconciliation Week, which we did earlier this year. So something that I've learned, I guess, from running those events is that it's always really important to look at why we do events, and that's something, I guess, that I've tried to bring to the things that we do, not just running things for the sake of it, but particularly with events such as National Reconciliation Week, not just making it a tokenistic thing and making it something that we do day to day, and that's something that I'm really passionate about. Another thing that I got the chance to be involved with was the mentoring program early on. So that's a program that the YWPs now run throughout the year, and it's just a chance for young water professionals to connect with senior water professionals and have that opportunity to have that one-on-one mentoring time. So a quick plug for our upcoming YWP events as well. So we do have the mentoring program ongoing, and I would encourage you, if you are a senior water professional, to get in touch with AWA, not just as a plug for this, but I actually do really see the value in doing it. I've been a part of the program, and it's so invaluable as a young water professional to sit there and have someone just spend even half an hour of their month and share their experience with you and encourage you as a young water professional. And we also have the YWP conference coming up again next year if anyone would like to submit a paper. So, what next? These are actually my boots out in Armidale. What's next for me? So from a work perspective, I'd love to get more involved in urban wetland management and how that fits in with water sensitive urban design in particular, and how that can sort of create more sustainable stormwater management solutions. I'd love to publish a journal paper one day and maybe move on to my master's, and if I'm crazy enough, a PhD. With WaterAid, we're lucky to have a really great committee together again this year that Del, Lisa and Steve are all part of as well. So that's really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to collaborating more with other organisations hopefully as well, and continuing to do that with AWA. And with the young water professionals, I guess the reason that I'm involved with it is that I am passionate about seeing young water professionals reach their full potential, so I'd love to continue that. So finally, I just want to thank everyone that has been a part of my water journey. There's a few people that are here, some people that aren't. You've all been very invaluable to me, and as well as that, just to encourage young water professionals. I know there's not a lot here, but there might be some watching. I guess the advice that I would give from the things that I've learned and the things that have been taught to me, that just get involved in things. Don't wait for someone to ask, just do it, and look for opportunities to lead that benefit other people as well. And I think something that was taught to me really early on was that nothing's too small to learn from, and nothing is too small to do excellently as well. And if you do get presented with an opportunity, just take it, because you can figure out how to do it later. There'll be a whole lot of people that you can ask, and a lot of people that are willing. And if you take their advice, then you'll go pretty far. So thank you.